Get healthy every day.
Thank
Happy
you, thank you.
birthday.
Man,
Happy
I
birthday.
get the bonus of having 2 birthdays.
you celebrate twice?
So today is my Facebook birthday, or the
I thought it was
that's
February
terrific.
1st. What's your real birthday?
the Jewish birthday is Wednesday.
Okay, but today's your February 1st birthday, right?
Secular day.
Start celebrating today. Keep going.
Exactly. We start celebrating.
Keep going. Keep the celebration going.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you were a woman, I would ask you how old you are, but since you're not a woman, how old?
Only a woman get asked. Leave him alone.
Today,
Leave him alone.
Or
learn
Wednesday?
the Parsha of Yisro, the portion, the very, very famous portion of the 10 Commandments.
Sure.
And it's fascinating that the Torah portion, the name of the Torah portion, is called Yisro, which is named after the father-in-law of Moses. It's very unusual. Why would the Torah portion be called after Yisro? First of all, as the Torah portion begins, he's referred to as Kohen Midian, Chosein Moshe.
Yes.
He is the priest of Midian, the official, one of the great officials and grand priests of Midian, and the father-in-law of Moshe.
Okay.
So why would the Torah portion, which represents the Torah itself, revelation, takes place at Sinai. This is the Torah portion of Revelation. The Torah portion of Revelation should be called after Yisro. Yisro was, first of all, he's a Gentile. He's not only a Gentile, he's an idolater. He's a priest of Midian. He's the father-in-law of Moshe. Number one. That's one question. Another question is, fine, listen, if Moshe Rabbeinu is the one who received the Torah, I guess he has some rights. Listen, he wants to name it after his father-in-law. After all, he wants to have Shalom Bayis. He names after his father-in-law. Okay. But why is he referred to as father? The father-in-law of Moses is the second title. That's the second part of his bio.
Okay.
The first part of his bio is, this is Kohen Midian. This is, you know who Yisro is. He is the priest of Midian. He is the archbishop of Midian.
Yeah.
And he is the father-in-law of Moshe. Maybe it should be the other way around. He's the father-in-law of Moshe. He's also Kohen Midian. Now here is a very unusual thing.
Became a believer.
It is an unusual thing that the Zohar, the source of Kabbalah, one of the premier sources of the teachings of Kabbalah, says that the Torah wasn't given until Yisro came and received it, and came and joined them to receive the Torah.
Yeah.
Which implies that if Yisro wouldn't have come to receive the Torah, we wouldn't receive the Torah. In other words, the Torah was waiting for us to receive it until Yisro came. He came, we're ready to receive the Torah. What is it about Yisro? It's something which is very significant. The name of a portion is not just arbitrary and arbitrarily chosen. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of the portion. Okay, the Torah could have been called Vayishma. It's Vayelech.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's many portions like that.
Yeah, sure.
So what's why shouldn't it be called Vayishma? Why is it called Yisro? Such a significant portion. And for this, we enter into what is the main significance of the receiving of the Torah. This is the portion of receiving the Torah. And we're going to find this theme. As the Baal Shem Tov would often point out, Baal Shem Tov always taught that everything a person sees or hears is a lesson to serving God. So if the name of a portion, the name of the portion which expresses and teaches us about the divine revelation at Sinai, the moment which changed history, then Yisro should have what to teach us this. Should have what to teach us about this defining moment. It's not by chance. So we're going to learn in this portion the main objective of what Torah is about. Torah is about godliness, holiness, permeating the physical realm. It's not about escaping the physical into a realm of spirituality. It's about bringing heaven down to earth. It's about a relationship between us and God. It's about revealing the godliness in everyday life. Who is the person who taught us this more than anyone else? It's Yisro. How is that? What is the lesson over here about bringing heaven down to earth, and about what is that on a practical level? It's nice words, heaven down to earth. Up until then, there are two realms. We can recognize that there's a realm of holiness, and there's the realm of materialism, the realm of the physical. But, you have to move from one into the other. You can move from the realm of the physical, the material, into the realm of holiness. You move from the realm of holiness to the realm of material. The purpose of Torah is that they're one. Godliness, it's all a manifestation of godliness. We have to reveal the godliness. And what does that mean on a personal level? On a personal level, that means that a person should never say, I am who I am. This is my nature. This is how I feel. That creates two realms. There's the realm of idealism. There's the realm of what should be. There's the realm of holiness. And then there's me. This is who I am. I can venture in there once in a while and come back, but this is who I am. This is who I am. We learn from Yisro something fascinating. Who was Yisro? I am what I am. Remember Popeye?
That sounds like that.
Who was Yisro? Who was Yisro? Yisro was a celebrity. He was a celebrity in Midian. He was Kohen Midian. The Kohen of Midian. Archbishop of Midian. A great celebrity. But he was searching. And he was searching with an emes, with truth. Concludes that there's only one God. But you know what it takes in order to follow that conviction? First of all, it means if anyone finds out that this is my objective, I'm done. I'm done. And we read about this in a few portions back, where when people found out that he no longer worshipped the idols, he became persona non grata. He lost everything. His entire prestige, everything, he lost it.
Cancel culture.
Totally canceled. Not only that,
Understand you.
but he could still, he still had his little entourage. In order to truly be a part of it, it means he had to leave everything behind. The comforts of his home, the comforts of his surroundings, leave all that behind and go into a desert to join what could be described as nomads.
Yeah.
He goes there to receive the Torah.
Sounds like Lech Lecha.
This is a transformation. This is going beyond his comfort zone completely. This is about, I can never conclude, this is who I am, finished. I know I have dreams, I know I have aspirations, I know what the truth is, but this is who I am. After so many years, we're going to change. Yisro went from Kohen Midian to Chosen Moshe, from the Archbishop of Midian to father-in-law of Moses.
Who gave him advice?
That is what he became. He went from Kohen Midian to Chosen Moshe. Now what you've done is you've elevated your status. But by the way, the word Kohen Midian, Kohen doesn't only mean someone who has an elevated status on a religious level. So yes, it can be translated as the priest of Midian, but it also means a dignitary of Midian.
Okay.
When he became Chosen Moshe, it was a total elevation to his previous status. The word Yisro, he had 7 names in the Torah.
Yeah.
The Torah says he had 7 names. 7 names. Interesting. Another Rashi says he had 7 names. He had 7 daughters, 7 names. So tongue in cheek, he had 7 daughters, 7 names.
Yeah.
If he had 7 daughters, maybe he had to file for bankruptcy 7 times. That's why he had 7 different names.
Wow, that'll do it.
So
That'll do it.
the 7 names represent everyone is a different side of his, not only his personality, but of his achievements. Yisro, one of his names was Yeser, which is greatness and increasingness. Yisro, he added another portion of the Torah. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. He added to the Torah. The whole purpose of Torah is reflected in Yisro. Torah should make a change. Torah should be about revealing the divinity, the holiness in all aspects of life, in ourselves and in all experiences and all aspects of life. And in every stage of life, we must always say, who am I? Am I the same person as last year? Am I the same person as yesterday? That's fine. That's nice. But how are my convictions? How is the truth of Torah inspiring me to be a better me? A newer me? Just yesterday, we lost a very bright light amongst the people of Israel. We heard about the sad news, the passing of Rabbi Dr. Abraham Twersky.
Oh, I did not know.
He was an amazing and incredible person. Author of 60 books. You would think after 1, 2, 3, 10 books, okay, you made your mark.
Uh-huh.
He would joke around and say, I wrote 1 book with 60 different titles.
Oh.
But he was an amazing personality. Amazing person. One thing I can share about him, this is one of the personalities. I grew up with his books. As a child, I was introduced to his books and continued on and on and on up to number 60. And who else? Which other rabbi would write about peanuts? Charlie Brown.
Really?
There's a whole book about that.
Oh, really? Uh-huh.
But one thing which is fascinating about him, he was a renowned psychiatrist, but firmly rooted in Torah. Torah is emes. Torah is truth. No matter how much knowledge we have within the arts, within the sciences, within medicine, we all have a personal bias. It's important that we retain truth, emes. And what Rabbi Dr. Abraham Twersky, throughout his writings and he has incredible achievements, reaching out. One of his greatest achievements is reaching out in days which was not popular, reaching out to those who had addictions and creating a rehab centers for those who had addictions, and pointing out that every person is a gem. If you have an addiction, that's not who you really are. Don't let that define you. You're created in the image of God. Find your real self. Find that real self within you and let that shine. There's a lot we can speak about him. But you would think that after several books and those accomplishments, incredible accomplishments, which he saved hundreds of thousands of lives, and changed people's lives in his writings, inspired Jews and non-Jews, you would have many, many types of eulogies, many great people who eulogize him. His funeral was yesterday in Jerusalem, and he requested no funeral, no eulogies, just one thing. He was also a composer. Incredibly talented. He was a composer, and he composed a song, and this song reached the entire Jewish people. We are all familiar with this song. Most people are not familiar that he is the author of that song. He is the composer of that, not the words, composer of the melody. And he said that melody should be sung at his funeral. And it's a verse from Psalms, Psalm 28. It has 10 words. Usually it's a verse that we say when we're counting for a minyan. Hoshia es amecho vorech es nachlasecho urim v'nasem ad ha'olam. We're familiar with the tune. Let's sing this tune together. It's the word is Hoshia es amecha, save your people. Uvorech es nachlasecho, and bless your inheritance, which is all humanity, but your inheritance, the Jewish people. Ureim, pastor them. V'nasem, and lift them up forever. Hoshia es amecha, uvorech es nachlasecha. Ureim, 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 v'nasem ad ha'olam. Hoshia es amecha, uvorech es nachlasecha. Ureim, 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 v'nasem ad ha'olam. If you don't know the words, sing the niggin. May his neshama be elevated on high, and may we all be uplifted. Have an uplifting day, a blessed day.
Thank you.